knowing the fact that every action that we do, every sales that I conclude, every call that I make, an email that I write, eventually gets somehow trickled down to such a purposeful action towards improving our future and human lives. That really is a great motivating factor for me, and so it makes the work really enjoyable. I'm currently running a business called Incienta Technologie GmbH, which I founded back in 2016. So it's been 8 years now. We are a company involved in consulting and distribution of services and technology in a few high-tech sectors. We're a small company, but working in a very niche area. We provide products and services for some of the forthcoming technology areas like quantum computing, semiconductor technology, materials processing, life science, biotech. We are based here in the Rhein-Main area of Frankfurt, and we cater to customers all across Germany and also a few other countries in Europe, to name a few places like Netherlands, France, Poland, Switzerland, Austria, and so on. The most interesting thing about my work is that no other day looks like another day before. Every day brings in different challenges, so I work in a very unstructured manner. But just to tell a few, I'm mostly spending the day talking to my customers, some of my business partners, and also dealing with a lot of administrative tasks and paperwork, writing emails. So that's kind of an average day for me. The long-term goals for me would be to make our company into not just a local European operating company, but a global force working in these niche sectors. We would eventually like ourselves to be active in several of the leading technological countries, spreading from the West, countries like US and Canada and Europe in the West, Middle East and India in Central Asia, and also Far East and East like Singapore and Australia. That's more of the long term, but in a more medium term, I think my goal is to strengthen our home base here in Germany, increase our turnover, and be a more stable and a known force in the domain that we work here in the region. I think everybody needs to find a purpose to action. For me personally, I think one of the most important and interesting facts is to know that every product and service that we sell eventually gets used by industries and really well-known research organizations to develop cutting-edge technologies that are going to influence our life in the future. One very nice example is some of the products that we sell are a critical component of the quantum computers, which is really a forthcoming technology. And the quantum computers are going to drastically change human life in the future in terms of healthcare, data security, artificial intelligence, and it's going to disruptively change our lives. And knowing the fact that every action that we do, every sales that I conclude, every call that I make, an email that I write, eventually gets somehow trickled down to such a purposeful action towards improving our future and human lives. That really is a great motivating factor for me, and so it makes the work really enjoyable. I studied material science and experimental physics. After completing my bachelor studies in India, I moved to Germany about 14 years back to pursue my graduate studies at the Darmstadt University of Technology. I graduated with a PhD degree in 2017, and it was an excellent experience. I really had an enjoyable time studying in Darmstadt. It's a beautiful city. It's not too large, not too small, and ideal for a student life. And the great infrastructure and faculty at the Darmstadt University really provided me a strong base with which I could build my career upon. I also made some excellent friends who have continued with me beyond university times and have become friends for life. Overall, I would say my student life was very memorable. I also used my free time to travel across Germany and also in Europe as a student. And this was how my studies actually went about in Germany. And also on the technical side, I really learned a lot of critical skills that I tend to use nearly every day in my work right now. So it was a very decisive factor in my pursuing a long-term career here in Germany. When one moves to Germany for studying, I think one faces different kinds of obstacles. It is comparable for most people. There could be obstacles in terms of language, culture, and these differences have to be overcome over a period of time. One of the commonly affecting factors is language. I think I was very fortunate in my studies that at the beginning of my start of my studies, I had a 6-month language course through my fellowship from the DAAD, which allowed me to intensively learn the language for a period of 6 months before starting anything. This really helped me to be more independent and be more fluent in my day-to-day activities. I was able to go up to the C1 level of learning, although today I might not really remember the very serious grammar rules, but I think I feel confident to have enough skills to carry out my day-to-day work and also live my life without any limitations. Besides that, another major hurdle for someone taking a career path like me was in terms that I knew I wanted to start a business, but had absolutely no knowledge what the business rules are, what the tax rules are, where to start, and this was by far one of the most challenging aspects soon after I graduated. But I think what really helped me was a very close network of friends and people that I met through my academic time who really guided me the right path. I also spent a lot of time during my studies attending events organized by youth entrepreneurship clubs that were there in Darmstadt and Frankfurt. I also attended some informative sessions from organizations like the IHK, the Chamber of Commerce, and other similar organizations that gave critical knowledge, which helped me greatly at the start. It also meant a lot of reading, a very slow process and growth. Nothing happened overnight. It really was something that was built over several years, and now with all of that hard work behind me, I feel a lot more comfortable and fluent in managing my business in a profitable way, and also achieving growth from year to year. It's moving to Germany to pursue an academic studies and then over to an entrepreneurial path is not I would say, a very regular path. So it definitely requires a different kind of preparation. And also going in this direction, there could not be a one size advice that would fit all. One could imagine someone wants to start a small business like I did. Maybe another person would like to start a restaurant. A third person would like to start a digital and a tech startup. So depending on which sort of direction someone wants to go, the path and the preparation that is required are significantly different. So giving a very fixed advice, I think, might not be the right thing. But overall, I would say the key things that one needs to focus on is being well prepared when one has the time, trying to network with a lot of people, being very engaged in the society and not being very reclusive. At the same time, trying to make use of a lot of resources that are already there at the university, either in terms of career counseling or language learning resource. I would definitely not neglect the possibility to learn a new language. This is something I do keep telling a lot of the next generation of students that I end up meeting, that they should spend really the free time that they have outside of studies into very effectively learning the language, and also trying to pick up some very crucial skills that would be essential going beyond the academic part of your life and work life beyond the university.